Spiritual Teaching 182. Love each other. 1. Pray for humanity before praying for yourself. Humanity is similar to an individual whose ship has been wrecked in the middle of an ocean filled with darkness and turbulence. In its confusion, it is unable to discover the lighthouse that will illuminate its way to safety. 2. Whoever believes in me and follows my laws is safe, whether he is on earth or in the spiritual valley. Whoever loves his brethren in spirit and in truth is with me. Everyone possesses the means to save himself. Each being has a conscience which intuitively guides him to practice good deeds. I have granted those gifts to everyone. 3. During the moments of an ordeal, prayer will offer you comfort and strength. To be strong, people need to unite within the laws of God. If you practice my doctrine spiritually, you will be able to love and to understand one another, although you may be traveling in different paths. 4. Not everyone who has heard my word believes in it, nor does everyone proclaiming to love me truly love me. To be my disciple, one needs to practice my law and to follow my path. 5. I love everyone the same. Have you not observed that I do not deny light, warmth, or bread to anyone? My protection will never abandon an individual, even when he is experiencing greater deals. 6. Do you want to perceive me in a physical form, to believe in me, and to feel me close? Carefully analyze the living things that exist throughout the universe, and you will be able to perceive my presence throughout the universe. 7. I have given spiritual enlightenment to all beings. Nevertheless, I observe that while some are nourished, others remain spiritually weak. This occurs because you are unwilling to share your spiritual wisdom and enlightenment with others. 8. I have placed you at the beginning of your path of evolution so that you will reach the Father. The love that I offer you in these teachings is for all my children. Come to me and seek me with your enlightened spirit, and I will be with you. Everyone can feel my presence and become enlightened. 9. Great spiritual deeds can be accomplished if one practices humility, is spiritually pure, and speaks words of enlightenment to others. However, do not speak of your deeds, rather speak of the divine work, and allow me to judge and reward your efforts. 10. Do not forget to pray for world peace, because great catastrophes are threatening the world. Do not attempt to judge those things that should only be judged by God. Allow me, in my wisdom, to judge all things and to cut what is bad by the roots. 11. You should pray and help whoever you can. The time of judgment is approaching, and I am warning you so that you will be alert and observe the fulfillment of these prophecies. 12. Once humanity comprehends my word, it will be similar to a flock of sheep that is being guided by the Good Shepherd, God, to the fountain of eternal life to quench its thirst forever. 13. The Divine Master is among you, and I want you to become spiritually prepared. 14. Today, when the world is apparently in a state of peace, I have come to teach you. 15. Man has surrendered to materialism and only vaguely remembers the examples left by the Son of God. Today, man is mostly interested in satisfying his material needs on earth. He lacks spirituality. 16. Humanity remembers the crucifixion of Jesus on certain days of the year. It is only on those days that man's heart is touched. 17. Those of you listening to my word are now aware that there should not be a specific moment or a day that is designated to remember and to practice the teachings given by the Divine Master. You now realize that one can perform deeds to help his brethren at any given moment, inspired by the example of divine love and charity set by the Divine Master. 18. I want you to share this teaching with your brethren, to plant the divine seed in the hearts of men. All one needs is the desire to do it. When you gather your first harvest, It will bring you great joy and inspire you to continue along that divine path. 19. My teaching, once it is known throughout the world, will illuminate all those scientists who are confused. When scientists discover the relationship that exists between God and man, and between science and creation, they will begin to progress. This will benefit the new generations, because there will be harmony everywhere. Mankind is continually evolving so it may achieve spiritual perfection. 20. Science has greatly evolved during this century, and thus man has referred to this period as the Age of Enlightenment. However, man fails to realize that the Spirit has also entered into a period of enlightenment. Man ignores that the Holy Spirit is manifesting itself and illuminating all beings, thus fulfilling past prophecies. 21. The great discoveries made by mankind are influenced by elevated spiritual beings. Those beings are continually working and influencing the human mind, inspiring and revealing things that are unknown to their brethren on earth. 22. That is why I say to the scholars and to the scientists, do not boast about your knowledge and accomplishments, because you have only served as an instrument for those elevated spirits who inspire you. Are you not often surprised at your discoveries? Have you not confessed to yourself that you are incompetent and even unwilling to attempt to accomplish what you have already achieved? Thus, there is your answer. Therefore, why do you praise yourself? Be aware that what you accomplish is influenced and guided by evolved beings. Allow yourself to be inspired by them, because they always seek to do things that will benefit mankind. 23. My teaching is infinite and very profound. It contains the essence to help all religions. In my doctrine all beings are brethren, because I do not distinguish among people according to their religious beliefs. Do not isolate yourself to pray, for it would be like secluding yourself from humanity and avoiding the temptations of life because of your fear of yielding to them. Jesus taught you to confront every struggle. He knew that he was the truth and that the truth, similar to light, cannot be concealed. Thus, through Jesus, I taught you how to follow the divine path. 24. I was judged and criticized, but no imperfection was discovered in me. Nature is also perfect. Who will be able to discover a defect or an imperfection in the things that I have created? Who is able to duplicate what I have done? 25. When you are unable to comprehend my word, elevate yourself in prayer so that you will not become confused. How can you believe that I would give you an idea that lacks truth and wisdom? Elevate yourself in prayer so that you may receive my divine inspiration. 26. You will teach my doctrine without adding any of your own ideas, because you cannot deceive anyone. A lie, sooner or later, will yield to the truth. 27. You will discover the truth if you are sincere with yourself. You will discover it within yourself and in your brethren, but only if you practice love, tenderness, and charity. Do not perceive faith in a simplistic manner, nor assume that a miracle must take place. Keep in mind that you have to make yourself worthy of such benefits. 28. By praying and strongly believing in my word, you will develop a strong faith and will perform great deeds. 29. I am illuminating mankind, and I am explaining many prophecies which had remained a mystery throughout the centuries. 30. Ask for enlightenment, for you shall receive it. I want your spirit and mind to communicate. 31. The grace contained in my teachings will comfort you once my manifestation comes to an end. Through that grace you will become teachers among your brethren, because you will know how to guide yourself within my law. 32. Nothing will be able to confuse you. The beliefs and doctrines that others have will not make you lose the divine path that you are following, because my divine teaching will remain with you forever. 33. Every religion presents two paths to man. one of spiritual rest, and one of eternal punishment. In spite of having struggled to find the truth, man perceives many things as mysterious, thus he remains confused. 34. But those of you who are my disciples and who are unfamiliar with the sciences have received my inspiration and my words of wisdom. Thus, you no longer perceive things as mysterious. Now you know that after you have traveled this life of struggles, battles, and purification, all beings will experience spiritual joy and peace. 35. Those of you who know this will reveal it to others who are not aware of it. 36. You shall be a prophet who will reveal things to your brethren. They will verify that you spoke the truth when they perceive the fulfillment of your prophecies. 37. Peace does not exist among nations. Although there appears to be peace according to some individuals, war is threatening the Orient. In truth, war will break out and the world will experience great suffering in the near future. 38. The elements of nature will become unleashed, destroying many communities. Scientists will discover a new planet, and a shower of stars will illuminate the earth. However, this will not be disastrous for humanity. It will only announce the beginning of a new era for mankind. 39. I am revealing these prophecies so that you will not be surprised when they occur. 40. Man needs to be in harmony, even with the elements of nature, because those elements are also my servants and instruments of my justice. The world will witness great catastrophes which will preoccupy scientists who will turn to nature, hoping to find the reason for those events. It is the scientist who seeks the origin of life in the human cell. They fail to acknowledge the importance of the kingdom of the Spirit, from where all things originated. 41. I will reveal many things to you while you are still on earth. However, once you close your physical eyes permanently and open your spiritual eyes to perceive the spiritual valley, you will realize that the Spirit is able to comprehend things more clearly in the spiritual valley. It will not lose its free will, intelligence, and ability to reason, because those are gifts that it will always have. 42. Religions acknowledge the power of evil and represent it in the form of a human being. They have given it different names and believe that it reigns over a powerful kingdom. Men become afraid, thinking the evil being can come near them, failing to realize that evil is found in the low passions and human weaknesses. Both good and evil exists within the human being. However, evil dominates the world during this period, creating a force and a power that manifests itself throughout the world. In the spiritual valley, there are multitudes of imperfect and disturbed spirits who practice evil and vengeance. They unite their strength with human wickedness to form the kingdom of evil. 43. In the second era, that power rebelled against Jesus and revealed its kingdom to him. My flesh, being sensitive to everything, was tempted, but my spiritual strength overcame the temptation. I was the one who had come to triumph over the world, flesh, temptation, and death. I was the divine master who descended among mankind to offer an example of strength. 44. Jesus resurrected from among the dead after he had taken his last breath on the cross. He descended to the abyss, where disturbed spirits dwell, in order to guide them toward the light. Then, he returned and presented himself spiritually to his apostles to demonstrate the superior life of the Spirit. 45. I say to you during this period, do not accept the idea of hell that humanity has accepted. There is no hell in this world, other than the life that man has created with his wars and hatred. In the spiritual valley, there is no fire other than the great remorse that the spirit feels when its conscience informs it of its sins. 46. My doctrine will speak to the theologian, the philosopher, and the scientist. They will discover that my teaching contains infinite revelations. 47. Man will eliminate hell through his own regeneration. Once his spirit enters into the spiritual valley, it will discover that there is only light, harmony, and grace, because those other things that have been created by human superstition do not exist in the spiritual valley. 48. Prepare yourself and practice serenity, because you are going to receive the light that I am sending. Develop a sensitive heart, and do not tell me that you love me only with your lips. Truly love me, because I want you to live in harmony with me. In the past, you have allowed the divine light found in your spirit to lose its brilliance. Now, allow your spirit to radiate it. I want you to realize that you possess my eternal gifts, and I want you to offer testimony of me. 49. I have been infinitely patient. I have awaited for you to acknowledge me, but you are still telling me not to awaken you from your sleep. However, it was said that I would come help my chosen people to arise, and that I would give them weapons to battle against the darkness. How could you reject the light? If you are destined to take it to humanity, soon you will be converted into soldiers of peace, truth, and love. The ordeals that you are experiencing serve to purify your heart and will bring you closer to my path. You are almost ready to begin to fulfill your mission. Others will arise to fulfill their mission once they dwell spiritually in other mansions. 50. I do not want any of my disciples to betray me and to exchange his spiritual gifts for the false riches of the world. If one of you betrays me, my wounds will once again open. Thus, I will have to shed my blood to cleanse the stain of my beloved disciple. 51. Blessed are those who have come when I have summoned them. I will give you great examples of my love, and I will strengthen you for the period of ordeals that is approaching. You will be able to cope with your ordeals and feel peace in your spirit. 52. If you ask me for mandates, seek them in the book that I am giving you, and you will discover a mandate in every word. Also, you will find an eternal law that speaks to your spirit about what it will need to overcome. Once you are inspired to begin your spiritual mission of planting the seed of divine love and teachings in the human heart, you will observe with great joy and surprise the vast fields that I have entrusted to you to plant my rich and abundant divine seed. 53. Many were unable to listen to my teachings during this period. I want you to share these teachings with those individuals and to present my teachings in the same pure manner that I have presented them to you. By living a virtuous life, you will find whatever is necessary to guide, advise, and to comfort your brethren. During this period, man should be able to comprehend me and to offer me an abundant harvest. I will help man to climb to the top of the mountain where I await all of my children. 54. Humanity. What have you done with the seed of love that I gave you in the second era? You call yourselves Christians, but fail to demonstrate it with your deeds. I do not perceive mankind practicing love, charity, and justice. You are not aware that you love another God, and that you have established your own selfish world with your ambitions, material possessions, passions, ideals, and riches. You disregard all other things. Where is your faith? Where is the true practice of my teachings? You only think of them as just another theory. Many of you believe that what I now tell you is an exaggeration, while others who will become familiar with my teachings in the future will criticize them. Truly I tell you that although you believe that you truly love me, Elijah will prove to you that during this third era you are worshiping a false god. During the first era, I surprised the people of Israel while they worshiped Baal. With the power that Elijah received from God, Elijah proved to the people of Israel, who had fallen into darkness, that they were worshiping a false god. I say to you that Elijah during this period will once again do the same thing, causing your idols to tumble from their pedestals. What are your idols? Your idols are the world, low passions of the flesh, science, religious fanaticism, vices, and money. 55. Once everyone becomes spiritually enlightened, man will realize that he should not aspire to make science and the material world his goals in life, since they lack perfection. They only represent the means that God has placed along your path to gradually reach the Divine Father, for only He is totally perfect. 56. Elijah is the forerunner, the prophet, and the messenger. I am the light, who through Elijah will test mankind once again. Men believe that they can accomplish anything through science. However, once the audios arrive and there is despair everywhere, Elijah will say to the scholars and to the scientists, utilize your science to restrain the elements of nature that have become unleashed, and to pacify the violent storms. If you are able to control nature, then I will acknowledge your strength and wisdom. However, I have come to inform you of a power that is superior to your science, the power of prayer. 57. My people, when those events begin to occur, that is the moment when Elijah will summon you. He will then use the new disciples of the Lord to demonstrate to the world the power of prayer and spirituality. 58. You will experience audios similar to those experienced by the people of Israel in the past. But today your audios will be spiritual. You will have to experience them because man has failed to interpret correctly the true meaning of those audios that were used by the Lord to summon His children. 59. It is true that men became aware of their mistakes and repented, fearing God's justice, but they were unable to fully comprehend the truth. The Spirit acquires true wisdom and enlightenment only by fully comprehending the truth. 60. I say to you that during this area of enlightenment, man will comprehend and correctly interpret the divine revelations from the past. This will occur because the spirit of man has journeyed through a long desert, acquiring much experience. Man possesses enough spiritual maturity to comprehend spiritual things, to live in harmony with his conscience, and to understand the true meaning of his existence. 61. Man is ready to awaken from his spiritual sleep and to carry out the great deeds that he is destined to fulfill. Those deeds will be guided by his conscience, inspired by his spirit, and reflected in his feelings and emotions. 62. Once this multitude of spiritualists has established a strong and united nation, their life on earth will leave behind a path of light. They will be considered the eldest among their brethren on earth, helping their younger brethren to arise. 63. I have come to speak to you with loving words to touch your heart and harsh character, because tomorrow you will need to share my teachings with your brethren. If you want to touch their hearts, you must be gentle and practice deeds of love and charity. 64. Learn to communicate with me from spirit to spirit. That type of prayer uses thoughts and feelings, not words, and it will bring you closer to my divine presence. Be aware that tomorrow you will need to teach my doctrine to your brethren. Thus it is necessary for my new disciples to practice my teachings today. If you teach and preach through deeds and examples, you will inspire humanity to imitate your deeds. Thus, humanity will stop worshiping gods that are deaf and lifeless, and will seek the true, living, and eternal God who dwells only in the spiritual kingdom. 65. Prayer represents the ark of salvation for those who are shipwrecked and lost in a turbulent sea. The one who knows how to pray will acquire strength and faith. He knows that he will triumph over all ordeals and thus confidently awaits the arrival of peace. 66. I have given you many teachings that warn you of the future dangers that await you during the time of great bitterness, because you belong to my army that will bring peace and enlightenment to the world. My army on earth will always be united with my army of spiritual beings. Each one of my disciples will be accompanied by a multitude of spiritual beings who will serve as your guardians and protectors. The mission each one carries is to unite and to work for universal peace. Today I say to you that there will be great spiritual harmony among all of my servants, which will make them invincible. 67. Those who are spiritually evolved will receive great inspirations, whereas those who are not considered as intellectual or who are unable to verbally express themselves will develop the ability to speak with words that reflect truth, wisdom, and life. 68. I have warned you that there will be obstacles along your path, but I also say to you that the one who prepares himself will be able to overcome them. Only those who remain spiritually asleep as I give my teachings will stumble. They will fall and will be unable to continue with their journey, convinced that they are unable to triumph over the ordeals along their path. 69. Prayer, meditation, serenity, and spiritual elevation should become an essential part of your daily life. Then, nothing can cause you to stumble along your journey. 70. Understand why I have repeatedly told you in the past to be alert and to pray. 71. Today I offer you a bread that will nourish your spirit and give you eternal life. 72. Before I educate you with my teachings, I want to heal your heart and spirit. I invite you to elevate yourself to my mansion of peace and to confess all your sins to me. I will know how to listen to your confession. I will respect your sorrow and will not judge you severely. If your suffering is caused by remorse, do not fear, because I have come precisely to seek those who have found no compassion or comprehension among their brethren. I have come to save you so that you will soon come to the Divine Father. 73. I come to help you comprehend my divine teaching so that you will not feel ignorant when you speak and offer testimony of my work. If you feel love, you will be able to speak. And if you have faith, you will be able to perform great deeds in my name. 74. I allow your conscience to tell you when you have honored your father or when you have disobeyed him during this lifetime. 75. Today, you are requesting different things from me. What do you need that I could not grant you with my love? However, if you are drinking from a better chalice and suffering for your faults, do not protest nor ask why I have not given you a chalice of milk and honey to drink. Since you belong to the chosen people, it is up to you to attain peace. I gave you free will to choose your path and to elevate spiritually through your merits. Why are you not imitating the good disciples and patriarchs of the past? It is because you are not yet glorifying me with your deeds. 76. Give to others, because you will always have something to give. Do not imitate those who are rich and greedy. Do not reject the sick and the needy, judging them as unworthy. Do not reject those who hunger. If you know how to penetrate into their hearts, you will discover their sorrow and feel pity for them. I have given you, through the gift of love, a healing balsam to cure all types of illnesses. Do you fear being judged by others because you are imitating me when you practice charity? Why would you fear this selfish and unjust humanity, who knows nothing about me? Come and take refuge in my eternal laws. Drink from the essence of my teachings and be filled with the spirit of truth. 77. My kingdom of love, enlightenment, and justice represents the truth. That truth is found in the law that I have given to man. That truth is the path that I have traced with my love so that you will achieve greatness, joy, perfection, and immortality. My peace be with you.